Start up right now. All right. How y'all doing? This is Master
What up,
Beetle here.
everybody?
Hey.
I got some friends with me. Introduce yourselves.
You go ahead, man.
All right. I'm Full Throttle. I'm another person that plays Vanguard. All right. You should go up now.
What up, everybody? It's me, Mr. Riot, here with Master Beetle and Full Throttle, here doing this speculation on what's coming up for the Zoo Nation. Here to give y'all that card fight, chaos, and mayhem makes card fight fighting areas. Let's go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm gonna link both their channels down in the description below. You guys should check them out. Pretty cool stuff they got on there.
Also, you should comment, like, and subscribe to all of this and our channels. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. All right then.
Great.
So let's get this started. Let's see here. All right, did that. Okay, now first off, what do y'all think is gonna be supported in the Zoo Booster?
I hope that they give machining some good cards this set, because
Right.
Technical Booster was disappointing.
It was
Like
It's
Dive
been-
Beetle was.
that card.
Yeah. Oh God, that was
Nope.
abysmal.
That was a bad card. I don't know what
Only
they was
reason for
thinking.
you to stand me is to use your resources. I need my resources later. I can't do that.
Yeah.
So that and what was it? Now I liked Little Cricket. Rest the unit in this column, except for that drawback of you can't stand me back up
Yeah,
until
it stuns
next.
itself to just stun another rear guard.
But it combos well with other cards like the crit trigger.
Yeah.
That's about it. It's like, yeah, we need some major machining support, like a machining stride.
Yeah, we need a
That
new
would be
machining
fantastic.
stride. And like
Or
some
machining
stride fighter.
strider,
Yeah,
one that
yeah.
works with machining strides.
Right. Yeah, like the on-field retire type thing. I could see that being something that comes up because Dudley's got one, a few other Musketeers got one.
Yeah.
So those other side clans got, something like that. So I feel Machine should get one as well.
Yeah, they definitely
I-
deserve one and need one.
Right. Obviously, we're gonna get another Dark Face, 2.0. So, what do y'all think it's gonna do?
Well, I think that currently the Dark Face that's out right now is pretty good. So,
yeah.
what I hope that this Dark Face does is provides a decent vanguard and a good rear guard, because that's something Dark Face is lacking in my opinion.
Yeah.
Dark Face is lacking rear guards.
Word. Beetle.
What I'm thinking is that they're probably gonna do what they did with Blade Master is they're gonna give us a better version of the card, and then like give us a really good support grade 3 as like a common or rare.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think like kind of like Yasuie with Murakumo. There's the first version, then the second version. I personally like the first version because, like my man Full Throttle was saying, we need some rear guard support, and being that the second Yasuie works on rear guard to some extent as well, with the strides or whatever, it gives abilities to the rear guards or whatever. If it did have a rear guard ability, it would definitely push the deck forward. Kind of like simplifying itself to where, like, okay, the first dark face on strike kind of blast 1-2 units, stun and draw. This one would be something similar if it has a stunned unit in this column. Then when it's placed, you can do the same thing to the same unit in the same column or something like that with free cost, because it costs a lot to build up soul in that deck, and that's something else I would like to see is a soul ramping engine outside of Mosquito and the stand trigger and Vulcan Laferty and all this other stuff. Just something that is a consistent threat. If it isn't dealt with, it builds up soul. So
Yeah.
that's just
I think soul that doesn't make you have to minus and isn't on
right,
call.
right.
You know what I was thinking? What the new Dark Face could do is it could have like the same ability as Dark Face, but it'd be a card like Sanjarafa, which his ability is that you have to
Oh yeah,
retire a
yeah, yeah.
rear guard if you want to call if you're putting that unit into the drop zone or guardian circle.
Hmm.
That would be a that'd be a good pressure card because they're losing a unit, then they're gonna have to be forced to call a unit. Then that of course will be at GB2 regardless of what they want to do. So they'll be at our mercy.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
So y'all, what y'all think? You think Jirafa's gonna get support?
Well,
I'm sorry. He said giraffe out of
ugh.
all the things. Go ahead. Full throttle.
Well, I think that Jirafa is definitely different than compared to the rest of Mega Colony.
Mm-hmm.
It's got more aggro in it than the rest of Mega Colony. So I think if they, I don't know, gave some more multi-attack, that would help the deck out.
Yeah, yeah, multi attack that would help, and
I
maybe like a
feel
new
that
stride.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
I feel that because it is an old mechanic, um, the whole ride chain thing, that it needs to be a very consistent thing, and it shouldn't also rely on you putting in extra cards to make sure it's consistent. So, um, kind of what was that card Aqua Force had before it got
Odysseus.
Odysseus?
yeah, Odysseus.
Yes. So if we had a better one or two version of that to uh help get the ride chain consistent, or at least a better Jirafa, like the other one is it is so old. If
I
it
like I
if
like Sanjarafa. Sanjarafa is a really good
now, yeah,
card.
Sand Giraffe was fine, but I'm talking about the original Giraffe. Like, it is so not what I was expecting from Mega Colony. I
Yeah,
mean, it was a different time
yeah,
back
it was
then,
a
of
different
course.
time.
And but I think if they did, give Giraffe, they would definitely need a better grade 3 that would probably coincide or work well with Sand Giraffe or a better stride.
Yeah, yeah,
That would definitely be fan. Like the other one, it wasn't horrible, but because nobody runs Jirafa, it's like, oh, okay, well, you can have this $1 million car, but nobody runs that clan, so it's all right.
Yeah, it's kind of pointless to make such a good card for a deck that does nothing.
yeah. It makes me wish that
Exactly.
they made it
See,
for like
exactly.
Dark Face. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because it would
because
have done
Darkface
stuff in Dark
also
Face.
needs stuff.
Oh yeah. I like for Throttle was saying again that the grade 2 game, I feel that Darkface needs is so sorely needed. Like in this upcoming set, my main clan, Nubatama, nothing against Mega Colony, is getting some fantastic support with getting rear guards plus 10,000 here and doing other things when it's called. I think that's what Darkface would definitely uh, need is more powerful, or as Beetle said, is multi-attacking units, something that does one thing and also something else without costing too many resources. Because Soul Blasting 2 is already a thing. Counter blasting, is also a thing of other cards that do whatever. What's the one where you place it down and it gives the dark face? It's the grade 2. Uh, if you have a dark face Vanguard when it's
Punish
placed,
stack.
I think that's what
Yeah,
it is.
Punish Stack. I like Punish Stack because he's
Yeah,
so free.
Yeah,
yeah, he's free, but it's just for a turn, and it's like,
Yeah, and it can
okay,
intercept
yeah,
too, so you can't target a real
yeah.
turnaround.
So I feel that obviously Bushy Road is going to need to give Mega Colony some airtime for us to get that support.
Yeah.
And if we got more stunning capabilities again, like we used to have versus on call draw, or attack draw, um, it'd be a lot better for us as our stunning mechanic.
Yeah.
If we if we
Yep.
got well, if we had a second keyword, what do y'all think it should be?
Uh,
A
what
second
if they made a
keyword.
keyword based on when the opponent calls things?
Like webbed?
Maybe.
Yeah,
I can
like,
see it
yeah,
there.
I got you. Soul Blast 2, you're done.
Yeah.
Right.
Something similar to Darkface's GB2 for when it procs. But, for example, this seems a little bit crazy, but whenever the
Okay.
opponent calls something, new Darkface gets plus 2,000 power. Seems a little bit crazy, but
No,
it
that
matches
is
the theme.
that's doable.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Loris. Loris, her GB2 when you put her in harmony, she gains plus 5,000 power. So easily plus 2,000 could easily stack. Um, I would like to see a counter charge soul charge if that were to also happen. That might be asking for too much. Plus 2,000 and counter charge soul charge.
Yeah.
You know.
I'd like to see more of the stopping of multi attacks in
Yeah.
Darkface.
Oh yes, yes.
Maybe some
That
more stuff like
Because that's the Achilles heel of the deck.
like yeah, maybe more stuff like Brilliant Blister,
Yeah.
oh,
but working on rear guards as well,
Yeah.
because then you can have Darkface to prevent calling multi attack, and then you can have things that are like new Brilliant Blisters to prevent restanding multi attack.
Yeah. And then I feel like they would. I don't feel like they'd give Darkface like multi-attacking units because it would be like kind of oddballed it out. But I feel like they do something more like where Kagero, where like they didn't get necessarily multi-attacks, but they got beefier units. Because we
right.
need beefier guys. Our guys are hitting for 11, 9, these low
Well,
numbers that can be easily guarded nowadays.
Yeah,
oh yeah, definitely.
and I think would a restander work? Because Kagero got a restander that was really good.
Yeah, they got a really good restander. Ziesenberg, that guy's crazy. I don't
I
think in all honesty we get a restander, but I feel like we need like some type of good stride, or else we're just gonna keep on being this mid-tier deck that when it comes out, everybody's
yeah,
afraid of it for a while, but then after a while, you just don't see it anymore.
Yeah, like something offensive that isn't GB8 because
Yeah,
really because the deck stalls for so much, and then it doesn't really have much to stall for.
right.
yeah. Basically, the gist of the Darkface deck now is just stall till you get to GB8, and then if they live, you busted. Like you literally dump your whole hand by the time you get to GB8, and you're trying to kill them on that one turn.
Mm-hmm.
Well, outside of that, I still think that there should be some type, like going back to the second dark face, there should definitely be on stride, soul charge, counter charge, mechanic like that, and stun at least one unit, um, or a front row unit or something like that. Because my thing with dark face is that a lot of, as y'all said earlier, a lot of things are so aggressive these days, and Darkface simply can't stand up to it. And even if it did, um, get to manage, GB2, we don't have enough soul for that. And I feel that if we had outside of machining mosquito, another grade two, um, or another grade one, and add all of these things together, start soul charging every time that when this unit's placed on Vanguard or Rear Guard, soul charge one, or like what was that? It's a machining Beetle that when it boosts the machining and you're in Legion or something like that, um, you soul charge two.
Oh,
Um,
that's Crap, I forget the name, but yeah, the one from
Oh yeah,
GBT04.
Exactly. So that card right
Oh,
there,
Machining Slater.
yeah. Slater.
yeah. So it would be a fantastic card to have a replica of that card, or a better use of was that the battler that when you guard goes in the soul,
Yeah, if we had
something
cards
along.
like that, because like from
Yeah,
soul charging off the top, you're gonna lose deck. But like from guarding, like Dark Device, like maybe like we'll have like a countdown like Murakami, Dark Device 2. If they have 2 rested units, soul charge at the end of the guard.
that would be very good.
That would be
Yeah.
very good. Let's see. What do
I think
y'all
that
think that machinings need to be more prevalent as we're moving
well,
Another
into a more
grade three.
controlling meta?
they need another
Um,
grade 3 because Warsickle's not really cutting it. The Legions are
yeah,
not really
not
cutting it.
anymore. Yeah, like Warsickle was pretty. Oh, I still love that card. That and I would like to see something similar to what was it? The Chat Noir, Chat Savage, with Cyclomatooth. Uh,
Oh
I
yeah,
miss
can you
playing.
imagine if
I,
Cyclomatooth got his own deck?
that
Oh
would
man, if
be
Cyclomatooth got a Holy Shine Dragon clone, that would be
yo.
busted.
Like Cyclomatooth is already a busted card for resting the entire field. Nothing stands. Plus 10,000 to the band. Force rest everything. So Doctor Vice is active or can be active. It's simply too good of a card to overlook. However, Limit Break 4 is too slow, and Limit Break enablers just take up too much room in the deck if you want to use it properly.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
you're right.
if they do make a Holy Shine Dragon clone for well, no, not Dark Face, Cyclomatooth. If they do that, then I feel like Bushiroad won't let that happen though because of the reason of Obturandus existing. Because then that would be a
Oh yeah,
complete shutdown.
yes. You can't stand nothing. You can't call nothing.
Yeah.
So what's up? Are we done? Are we finished? What's happening?
Well,
Want to
like
scoop?
we're
Cool.
gonna just like keep going on for a while. Like, what do you guys feel like about having a new mechanic that revolves around stuff the way Opterandus does it?
As in not call. That would be cool. Like a
Like you
grade
can't
two that.
Karen Blast 1, you can't
Oh,
call to that circle, and if that circle's open at the
yeah,
end of the
yeah,
turn,
exactly,
draw.
exactly. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
exactly what I was about to say. It's something like to that degree.
yeah, maybe something that's the opposite of all the
Yeah,
Kagero support,
domination.
where maybe something that's like the literal opposite of the Kagero support. So instead of for every open rearguard circle, for every occupied rearguard circle,
Yeah.
they
Mhm.
can do stuff because that's usually what Mega Colony's issue is.
So like yeah, if the new Dark Face Grade 2 does something like that, then they're just gonna be like, oh, I want an open board, but then you're gonna plus off them having an open board, like something like Ziesenberg, and then if they do have a board, then they're not gonna be able to do anything with it, and then you'll plus off of that.
Yeah.
So that'd be really. All right then. Do you guys think we'll finally get like a queen card? Since it's Mega Colony and like bugs, do you think we'll finally get a queen card in this set? Like maybe a stride?
I don't think we'll ever get one.
If so, it'll probably be a B. Like because Queen Bee and everything like that. To go with that type of thing. I doubt we will get it either. Simply because um, Crime Syndicate seems to be like mainly a guy thing.
Yeah, you're
Uh,
right.
but they look, more, you know, masculine anyway. I don't see too many female cards outside of like, uh, was that, God dog, I can't remember the broad name.
Sweet cocktail.
Uh, Not Sweet Cocktail. I know
Relish
her,
Queen.
but no, the grade two that Dr. Vice Rescue Unit she gets plus 1,000 or plus 2,000 or something like
Oh,
Aristo Scythe.
Aristocide.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
right. That's right. Uh, she's okay. She's good for again early game pressure, but you know it's just an okay card. Nothing to be all like to write home about. Holy yeah. So that's just me though. I don't want to, you know.
Alright. Okay. So, do you guys feel like stunning the Vanguard is is going to be a mechanic that they're going to support in this set, or do you think it's still too broken of a skill and Bushiroad's too scared to touch it?
I think Bushiroad's still too scared to touch it, but like I remember last time that they made Vanguard stun and made it relevant. Like the next set they made Odysseus. Like the next product they made had Odysseus, so it just prevented Vanguard stun from being relevant because the most the most powerful deck in the game was just a hard counter to Vanguard stun.
Yeah. Well, I feel like if they did it
Um,
like where like there's a cost to pay to stand the Vanguard, like maybe Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, you may stand your Vanguard, like give it that ability or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know. It's like that one witch unit where like it turns your Vanguard into a grade 0, but then you can Counterblast 1 to guard with anything from hand, so it's not too broken.
yeah.
I don't know, what do you think, Riot?
well, it's again, it's really up to Bushy, bro. Like if we don't if we don't get no airtime, there's really no need for any of this. Like, if we had a good protagonist or antagonist,
I feel like we're gonna get
that
a
would
bad guy though, you know, because it's Mega Colony. So I feel like we're gonna get like one of those diff-rated Mega Colony guys.
I could see that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I could see that because Nubatama was a good guy deck at first, and then Shiranui came, and there goes that whole apple there. So,
Yeah,
anyway,
it's
it, it mm, if the show didn't rely off the off if the game didn't rely off the show, everything would definitely be easier to attain as far as skill wise, just because um like was it dark who came up with that name Doctor Vice? Like that just doesn't make any sense to me. Why?
Yeah,
I don't know. I think it
Could have
was
been
like
paralyzed or something,
I
stunned.
remember the original translation the for the for the mechanic was Suderfuge, which is something to do with something that makes more sense.
yeah,
Right.
or like I felt like it was like Secret Scheme or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, those were the Suderfuge is a deceit used to
Oh,
achieve one's
I just
goal,
I just
which makes
thought
a
of
lot of sense.
Yeah, so I was just thinking of something, being that this is the crime syndicate and everything, and they are, mob bosses so kind of going back to what we were saying about, if this unit's here, your opponent what if your opponent has to pay a cost to call that unit, like a kind of, like whatever they pay, you get the opposite of that. If they counter charge or counter blast, you counter charge, or if they soul blast, you soul charge. That would be kind of like getting a payment from them of like, all right, that's cool. If you summon that unit there, so I'm going to go ahead and soul charge one or counter charge one, and then we're going to soul blast two and rest that unit anyway. So that's great. You
Yeah,
go ahead
yeah,
and
yeah.
do that.
Yeah, I could see ability like that if like I feel like the only restriction they could put on that is like if they have a stunned unit on the field, and then that wouldn't be
Which
too.
isn't hard at
Yeah,
all.
yeah, that wouldn't be that very
However,
hard.
again, it wouldn't come to after generation break because Dark Face is all generation mainly, and
Yeah,
they
he
don't start
is.
stunning until Dark Face. Like I said, at Stride One, and even then, it's like okay, I get three effects at most, four with my starter, depending on which one you use. That would also be a better thing, a stronger starter.
Yeah,
Like it can
Yeah,
definitely.
stun two, or when it goes in, you put this unit in soul charge two, or countercharge to something that
Yes, the
benefits
start of the
our.
counter
Yeah. Oh
charges.
yeah, definitely
Yes.
Darkface and Mega Colony in general needs more counter charge capabilities.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like
especially considering how every single card that counter charges in Mega Colony has come out since GBT04. That was the first time any card of Mega Colony countercharged.
yeah,
That
and
and
considering
all
other
those
claims,
units go into soul. So it's like we're minusing ourselves a unit each time we do this. So we're having to replenish that unit that, may or may not be good enough to be put on the field. Vulcan Laferty is good. However, it's like,
Yeah,
time.
but you have to remove it.
Yeah, exactly. You
and
gotta,
it's a good
okay.
unit to have on board. You don't want to remove it
Oh,
because you need the counter
it,
charge.
it, it is. But it's like sometimes that's just what the game pulls for. It's like, this other person is just that good to where you use all your resources and you have one or two Vulcans in the back, and then you go against somebody like Diablo. It's like, haha, you have no rear guards now because you had the counter charge last turn. So I'm going to take advantage of that, restand, and you're dead. So something that doesn't go into soul to counter charge would be prevalent to me. Um, I would also like to see from machining side another machining Caucasus that is like a bigger, a 7K at least, a
Yeah,
generation break.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Like, it's like one the skill that's pre-generation and another skill that's another like pre-generation when this boosts into machining it stuns of course, and then generation break. I don't really know. Oh, it could restand if
Yeah, yeah.
the
Give it
attack hit
another
once
on hit
once
skill.
per turn, like, but it'd be a once per turn type thing.
Yeah,
But it has to boost the machining rear guard for just to give it a little bit more balance, because that way not only are you standing there, but if machining mosquito Mach 2 hits, then you got a fresh column right there.
yep.
It's willing that's willing to go. Not to mention you can run 16 of cicada, and then you can restand for days and swing on your opponent all
yeah.
day. And
Yeah, so yeah, if we get like a machining restander, then that would make stands work really well in machinings.
oh yeah, most definitely.
Also, I feel like for machinings, considering that so many decks nowadays can just retire for no reason because Bushiroad's giving that out like candy, I
Yeah,
feel like we need.
even Nova Grappler is Kagero.
Yeah, I
Oh,
feel like we need stuff. We need stuff that can call more stuff from the soul.
I
Yeah,
I think that, yeah, they've always had a good mechanic with that of calling from the soul. Stag Beetle and War Sickle, at least anyway. Those two seem to be the very promising and prominent cards of Machine since um, you
yeah,
know
maybe.
they get, like I said, it would be very good to call it as stand at that, because calling it as rest and it's like, okay, I have two units here for bodies now instead of their attackers now, because you only run one little B in there, and
Yeah,
only for Moshitos to restand possibly. So
if they were to get a new grade 3 like on Strider, I'd feel like it needs to be something like when you stride a machining on top of it, you can call something from Soul at rest.
I actually kind of I've had this idea for a machining strider for a while. So first up, a Generation Break 2 ability of at the beginning of every turn, Soul Charge 1, call machining from the Soul's Rest, and then when you stride a machining, you call machining from the Soul's Rest. So that every
I
single
could
turn
see
you can
that.
just keep on pumping out
Yeah,
stuff.
and that wouldn't be too broken either because it's not that easy for machinings to get to GB2 because we don't like flip on our first stride.
Right.
Right. We've never had a need to. I mean, all of our cards are limit break or free or something to that degree of, if it doesn't hit or if it swings, it's always kind of blast to this, kind of blast to that. So if we had, I don't want to, but like I wouldn't say it's a busted card, but it's just kind of it's good, but it's stupid. Musketeers had this. I can't remember the name, but it's once you stride over her, you get a Vanguard skill. I could see following Throttle's idea, that being a thing, giving the Vanguard a skill, pay some cost, or you don't, or you gain a resource back, and then you call the unit out, like Soul Charge one, then call the unit out of soul as rest. So you're always having some type of soul with this mechanic, because if you're just soul blasting units, then you have no soul for possibly a G guard that may require soul, like Counter Blast, Soul Blast one, stun two units in a column or whatever. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, it's just
I
something
feel
that
like that'd be the
replaces
direction they go.
resource. Yeah,
Yeah.
Considering that so many decks can just retire for no reason.
right.
Hmm.
Retire. I don't. Well, I don't play. I don't play against too many decks. At least over in my area, like most of my area is either Luard or was it Night Rose.
Luard and Night
I,
Rose can both retire. And then obviously like
Yeah.
right.
Kagero, but then like Blasters can do it, which I
Oh
think
yeah,
Yeah.
is
Blasters.
yeah,
which is dumb.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely blasters.
Even
Yeah, it's
like even Nova
go ahead.
Grappler can retire now.
Yeah,
Oh,
Nova Grapplers can retire.
Well,
So
that what outside of, was it Twisted Horn or something like that?
they have their most recent promo, the Grade 2,
what's it called? It's
Sever
called
Temper.
Sever Temper.
It's really good. It's like the best Grade 2 in the entire deck, and
What
it
does it do?
retires for free whenever you drive check a Grade 3.
Uh,
Also,
okay,
if they're
see,
going to like divulge more into like the Merciless Mutant Deity type of dark face, like where you can't touch that unit, then they need to take out the cannot be chosen clause. It needs to be like lock. You can't touch it. Period.
Yeah.
You could
I think
call
they
over
also
it, yeah, but you can't touch it. Period.
Yeah, either that or they should focus on like making all the deck's things an ultimatum for the opponent. They have to choose one bad choice or the other bad choice.
Yeah, like the G Guardian.
Yeah. I feel like the G Guardian was like a little bit too balanced for it, like being only able to be used when the Vanguard attacks.
Yeah,
Like they need to have ultimatums that can activate at pretty much any timing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like your opponent either has to counterblast whenever they attack, or they can't attack with that rear guard.
Yeah, something like
Sort
that.
of like the Cray Elemental.
oh yeah. That's right.
Yeah, I could see that. You guys think there's gonna be another Dark Face Grade 4, or they're just gonna make a new bug?
I think they're going to make a new Dark Face Grade 4.
A new Dark Face
I
Grade
do.
4?
I think they're gonna make something a bit more powerful, similar to Shiranui's stride, where it dominates the Vanguard, and you know, or it. I think it will go back to hopefully the mechanic of stunning the Vanguard for maybe 2 turns. That would be freaking amazing.
Yeah.
They can still ride or stride, but I think it also will give the skill of, regardless if they ride over it,
Yeah.
it won't, it still can't stand, so it passes that ability along.
Yeah.
Because stunning
So
the
if they
Vanguard isn't as detrimental as it used to be. Because most decks can still make their plays off without attacking with the Vanguard.
exactly, so as long as they're at Generation Break one, they'll be fine. However, those drive checks will definitely be the hurting point for them, because everybody would stun Beetle would swing, oh, perfect guard, not happening. But for when it did hit, it's like, okay, I got to turn to relax, because all they have are these 2 front row and a one booster, and I can easily block this one booster
Yeah.
from doing anything, and then okay, restand, and then rinse and repeat. If it so you're pretty much locking your opponent out. Now, of course, it can't be overpowered where the cost isn't significant to you, like counter blast to soul blast to drop a card or something something kind of hefty to make you, okay, I can only use this so many times.
Yeah, or like what
And
I was thinking is maybe like a better version of Stun Beetle. Like instead of on hit, just
yeah,
Counterblast 2,
yeah,
flip copy face up, and stun.
right,
Yeah.
yes, yeah,
They could still ride, they could still stride, just stun it.
Yeah.
I don't think,
yeah, yeah.
and if they gave us
Go
more
ahead.
counter charge, that wouldn't be too much of a problem.
Right. I think also uh, Scarface needs some good defense. As far like another uh, 10K vanilla would be fantastic. Because Bloody Hercules is kind of hard to come by these days, and that is pretty much the only 10K vanilla that we have.
Yeah.
Unless there's
Yeah,
something else I don't know about, because
It is the only
uh,
10K
yeah,
vanilla.
exactly. So, like if we had the great one that when it's attacked it becomes an 11K because it's a 6K body, that would be fantastic.
oh, we'd play the
Another
hell out of
10.
that if we had that card. We'd play
Oh
the hell out
yes.
of that.
What? Hello. You know what I'm saying? So, um, that another 10K vanilla or um, like on like if this unit is attacked like it could be a grade 3. It's fine. Or a grade 2 if this unit is attacked counterblast 1 stunning unit. That would be fantastic. Or soul blast 1 stunning unit. So that could be both for machining and or dark face. Either way, and there has to be some punish for our opponent being too aggressive.
Yeah,
Um,
or like we could answer like, early game rush with like that one grade 2 Vanquisher has. That's Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1 is placed on Vanguard. Like like it pops a unit in the front row. Maybe like we could like stun a unit in the front row and it can't intercept.
Yeah.
that would be good, especially the can intercept part. Because okay, stun and intercept, that's fine. That unit's gone anyway, so it's no problem.
Yeah, and
But
it'll be
the
like a
can
Vanguard
intercept
rear
really,
guard ability.
right, right. That would definitely push the deck forward.
Yeah. Because like even though that one the 8K does it, 8K grade 2 does it, it's 8K. So usually you're not
Right,
making that much of a difference.
Yeah.
exactly. The AK is it really hurts being that extra 1,000 really does make the difference between a 5K and a 10K shield of an attack. So
Yeah.
I feel you.
Especially
Hmm.
speaking of what hurts, even though Stag Beetle is such a great card, the 10K really hurts nowadays.
Yeah. Especially because of the rise of 10K vanillas in the meta.
Yeah.
Right, right,
Like because before 10K vanillas were not even being used. They hadn't been used for like a while.
right.
And now all your opponent has to do is make 15K lanes.
Yeah.
So like if they could make like a better on Strider version of like Stag Beetle, we could move Stag Beetle to 3 and then play 4 of that card.
Yeah.
Mm.
Alright. Is that it, y'all? Y'all have anything else you feel like you need to say?
Uh yeah, that's pretty much it.
Uh, Let me see.
Oh,
Maybe
actually,
go
I think
ahead.
I think we could get for Darkface, including so not only could we have ultimatums, more ultimatums, we could also get more just whenever like stuff that is just whenever your opponent does stuff that they normally do, if they are a good matchup of Darkface, like if they have a good matchup against Darkface. So stuff that likes to play against Darkface, things that they normally do end up getting punished for
Yeah.
being for happening. So then
Mm.
it's like, do I think that what I'm gonna do will win me the game, or am I gonna have to play it safe for this turn?
Yeah. I also very much like the idea of like, like a whole new mechanic of you can't call. I think
Yeah,
that'd be because it's like a reverse on the domination, like whereas like multi attacks, it's focused on limiting your attacks in general.
Right. I also think we need a better win condition because so far Dark Face is just a stall, 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 stall until I win. I would
Stall to
like to
GB8.
see
Yeah, we need
exactly.
we need a win condition in the deck.
Yeah, like some like outside of the Stun Beetle 2.0, it should be we should get another one that if your opponent has two or more stunned or rested units on on their side of the field, this unit gets +5 or 10,000 in a crit or extra drive check or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
that
because
really pushes
they're giving
pushes
crit and extra
pressure.
draft check like candy.
Yeah, or like
Oh yeah,
for every single one of your opponent's rear guards or vanguards with an ability that was given by one of your units, then like for example, if every rear guard will get a crit if there's something in the opponent's opposite column
Stun.
that has an ability that was given by one of your units. So that way, like Darkface Stride can also become an offensive unit, or
right.
like even Rosenberg or anything like that, like Sweet Cocktail, Punish Stag. They would all work with it for offensive purposes as well.
Yeah, we just need more. We just need to gain more power to our rear guards in general as well. Like if we had like a rear guard that beefed up our a strider that beefed up our rear guards, then like that could be like a win condition in itself. Like for each of your opponent's like stunned units, +5,
Yeah,
and
and
then
also
like
because of all yeah, and also because of all the abilities that are on hit, there should be more like abilities to activate when it doesn't hit.
yeah, that too.
And I think that should well going along with you guys' idea should be a bit like a better version of Staggle Dipper. Staggle Dipper
Yeah,
kind of blast
Staggle
one,
Dipper.
choose
Yeah,
3 units, and they get +1,000 for all rested units on the opponent's side. It's like okay, that's cool and everything. However, 1,000 that's what 5, 6,000 a piece maybe, assuming they have a full field, and
yeah.
that's also a counter blast.
Assuming
Exactly.
you're not
So
playing against something like Night Rose.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. So it's like, okay, I got 1,000. All right, cool. And then they call a fresh field the next turn, and I only have so much soul. So, uh, again, going back to the soul charge, counter charge, like for each unit chose by this unit's skill, you soul charge that many cards as well. Um, so it's a bit like counter blast one, persona flip or flip up something face up. Choose X amount of rear guards, and for each rear guard chosen, you soul charge. So it's 5 cards that you just got um, into the soul. Not to mention bonuses of attacks to those units. So that would definitely make the stands a lot more devastating when they do come up outside of the stands. Counter charging and soul charging themselves. Uh, but yeah, that would be my thing is a better win condition before GB8. Something that really controls the opponent's vanguard in specific, because we can stop rear guards most of the time, but that also relies on counterblast and soul. So,
yeah.
but anyway,
Also, and if we could like, you know how our counter is like, you don't have a field. Okay, then we'll opt Tyrannus. But you can only opt Tyrannus so many times when you're running out of resources where you're just gonna lose the game anyway.
exactly
So how
Yeah,
right.
about like for those decks that don't have rear guards, you could have like a skill of like Staggle Dipper +2k for every one of your opponent's rear guards and vanguards. How about +2 an additional +2k for each open circle they have?
I can see that. Um,
yeah,
Or like 5k.
so that would benefit. Um, but like only so many decks. Like if you're playing, if you're playing against Neo Nectar, they require a field. I'm a Neo Nectar player, so I require to have a field and things to be called from the deck's field or what have you. And who the hell's making all that noise?
not me.
Thanks a
Uh,
lot, Beetle, you being inconsiderate around here. People talking stuff. But anyway, that's just an opinion of mine. Just open thinking, because everybody always has that one idea that comes to them right after the video is ended. It's like, oh man, I could have said that, and so
Yeah.
maybe
yeah.
you know
All right, I think that's pretty much it for all our ideas. Anything else, guys?
that's
No, not really.
not yet.
Yeah.
Probably think
Because
of
like I
something right
said,
after the recording is done.
exactly. Like I'm like right now, my mind's going to Nubatama and how they're getting support for after image and domination, and my avatar has finally got a better version of itself. It's Tamahagane Mets. So would it do, like I said, if Stealth Beast Tamahagane on Riot or Call, find a unit face up. So if there was something like better, like grade 2 and 1 versions that did something um, like what's like Arista Scythe or Sweet Cocktail or any of the grade 2s, on place or call, they would stun something, or if they Dr. Vice stun this row or this column or something like that. And then this unit gets a bonus. It just
Yeah.
goes back to we need better support. Like I don't know what Nubatama was doing with binding from the top card, but only you can see that card. And when conditions are met, you get to draw from those face down cards. So um, I don't know. Maybe we can be like Link Joker and have an Omega Lock uh, scenario where we can perma-stun a column or something like that, to where they can't call over and they cannot retire this column over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, see, God dog, see, I told y'all it would come. So it would be something. It could be more of a Link Joker scenario of Omega Lock or Omega Stun. So
Yeah.
um, that I feel would be a much better feeling to have. Okay, I stunned it, but they're gonna retire and call over it. So that's gonna force my soul to either be uh, ignored for that one turn, or I'm going to soul blast the two for that one unit. And a lot of people, especially in my area, get smart to want to bait him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Call
People
this,
do that to
yeah,
me a
yeah,
lot too. They'd be like,
yeah. So
"Response?
yeah,
Are you sure?"
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
yeah.
Call your other unit that I know you want to call. It's okay.
I know exactly. So uh, that should definitely be going back to your open circle scenario. If they called a unit to open circle, if there was a stun unit there, you get resources. So like you use stun the unit in the back row. Okay, they called over it, and now okay, you soul charge one, counter charge one. So that would definitely keep your opponent on the guessing game of, okay, if I call something, he benefits, but I need to attack with this column to get skills off. So it's definitely a more mind game, but
Yeah.
just ideas, just ideas.
You actually just gave me an idea. Like considering that maybe we get a grade 2 unit like Moobdi, like GB2, if you have Counter Blast 1, or like Soul Blast 1, if you have a Dark Face Vanguard, like stun a unit, and then it gains like, let's say, let's say 5k power for each unit that's stunned. That would, and like you draw a card, that'd be really good. Or like 2k power for every rested unit.
I just thought of something else now. Going, kind of going with the G, like, because we don't have any GB2 regards, so kind of going with the permastun idea. If this unit is in this column, you could target a unit on this side, and that unit cannot be removed from the. It cannot stand, and it cannot be removed from this spot uh, until this unit is retired or whatever. and it would be a dark device, so it would of course gain power. And I feel it should be a grade 1 version of that as well. So so it'd be 16, maybe pushing 21 for both of them being there. So that would take care of the permalock unless you're facing a retired deck like Kagero, Narukami, the Dark Paladins, Shadow Paladins,
Yeah, we used to have a good
stuff.
matchup against Kagero, but like with Ziesenberg, we have no chance anymore.
Yeah.
Right. I haven't faced a Kagero deck in quite some time, so I can't really say too much about that. The Kagero just isn't a thing. Like I wouldn't. I don't know. It's just not in my area. I'll just say that. Not like it used to be.
Yeah, everybody at my locals, I know at least like 2 to 3 people that have Kagero decks, but like they were just waiting until this like booster came out so like they could revamp them.
Yeah.
Right.
And anything else, guys?
I don't think so.
I
Because
don't think
I
so
can't
either. At least
think of
against that.
anything.
Uh,
One thing I'd like to note is eventually, for our dedicated viewers that love us very much and love Mega Colony, we will be coming back together as a group. So this will not be the first appearance. We'll be coming back and discussing, like, when cards get revealed, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah,
And then, like, we can
that'd
speculate
be
on
good.
where it goes from there to see, like, if
Yep.
it coincides with our ideas or, like, it's completely opposite.
Yeah.
Right.
To see if we're gonna be really happy or if Bushiroad's gonna make us cry again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get because I mean I see. I kind of have an idea because I'm looking at Tarantis right now. Being that it's GB8, all your units get plus 5,000 for each of your opponent's vanguards at rest and rear guard. So, um, and they lose abilities and can't intercept. I'm definitely thinking either a grade 2 or a grade 3 version of this. Um, when it strives, it passes the skill to the vanguard. So GB8 isn't going to be necessary for your, at least the vanguard loses. You get to personally choose your vanguard loses this skill until the end of my turn. So Gurguit would definitely be punished for. You can't intercept now. Unite is no longer, even though it's live. You can't, intercept these units or
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then that would make a interesting matchups in a mirror match as well.
exactly.
Yeah.
Not only that, instead of getting 5,000, they would get 2,000 each. Just so it's not too overpowered. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously.
all right, all right. I need to turn my phone off just because I don't want to have we've been on here for I don't know how
Basically
long.
an hour.
53 minutes.
Basically an
Oh
hour.
God, dog.
All right, guys. This is the true ending. Remember to like, comment, subscribe down below. I will leave a link to my Discord if you have the Crime Syndicate. If you want, we're gonna post spoilers on there, card ideas, and like deck builds, and like general chat if you want to just chat with me. So that's gonna be down below, and I'm gonna link their channels down below. So also remember to check them out. All right.
Word.
So this is Master Beetle. I'll see y'all later.
Appreciate y'all.
Bye.
All right.